Good morning. Wow, it is cold out here in Colorado today. This California boy is getting adjusted. I want to talk about Candiria, very legendary East Coast band that started showing up in the late 90s. And yes, this is a turn of the century legend, Candiria. Um, at this time, late 90s, early 2000s, there were a fair amount of bands in the extreme genres like metal, hardcore, etc. A fair amount of these artists and bands were attempting to incorporate rapping and hip hop sensibilities into this fairly insular at the time world of extreme music. A lot of bands were trying to incorporate hip hop and metal, and it often sounded really superimposed. It wasn't like genuine, in my opinion. But there is an exception, Candiria. This band, you can tell listening to them, they were in a hub of musical revolution in New York City at the time. Obviously, lots of jazz, and even when the music is extreme and blast beats and odd time signatures happening, you can really hear a tangible hip hop sensibility in the production. The drums are just right up front, and the vocal, like, it's really it's a cohesive blend. And there are also just straight up hip hop tracks. Again, beautiful production, often live drums, and it just sounds so reminiscent of this period in like Brooklyn turn of the century rappers. It might remind you of some folks, and it's really beautiful stuff. And as a kid, I was often drawn towards metal and more extreme forms of music, and Candiria helped me develop my ear and start hearing other ideas. And I'm thankful, every couple of years I go through a Candiria phase and listen to them for a few days, and I recommend it. It's really it's like transitional. We like building borders. Genres can be very, very exclusive and specific, but some of the best music in the age of modern music has been the blending of genres. And real quick, there's the singer Carly, who does beautiful growling and screaming, and also this incredible turn of the century Brooklyn flowing when he's freestyling and stuff. I don't think he's the only rapper. I think there's some other voices coming through on these tracks, and I can't find who they are anywhere. I have little suspicions, but I think it's time for Candiria to announce who these other rappers are. And there's some beautiful horns and percussion as well. Let's give credit to these features, but no criticisms, much love. This is one of the best bands of the turn of the century in America, and being able to go back and listen to this music is such a blessing. Music is the best. True music tend to stick around better with time. Who knew it? Shout out Odyssey. All right, I'll leave you with that. Much love. Peace.